Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited to be here today and to have you here. I know that right now, everything platform is sending out notifications for you to join us, and I am so excited. Today, we are talking about how you create the energy you use to show up and how you can do it in the most intentional way, adorning yourself and then stepping into that empowering confidence. I am so excited. This is a confidence shift conversation. I'm your host, Michele Charles Gustafson. I'm the creator of hueandstyle.com, where I help women of excellence, expertise, and experience step into a new season of confidence. And they turn their self-belief and self-presentation into a superpower. And today we are talking to a woman who does it and does it well. If you know a woman who needs this dose and boost of confidence, please share this out. She's going to be thanking you. From hearing from one of my clients, I am delighted to introduce you to Stacè. Stacè. And this is her journey to empowering confidence. So listen, I just have to say, Stacè, before you tell us who you are and what's going on and how we're going to have this chit chat, this is a wrap up to my renewal series. And I knew, guys, I knew I had to have Stacè with me to do this because she's a woman who is connected to her contribution about helping other women see themselves and then present themselves with total authenticity. And that is what renewal is, guys. So we're going to talk about how she did it with Hue and Style. We're going to talk about how she does it now. We're going to talk about how the women, we're going to talk about the thing. And we're just going to give you some permission today to say yes to yourself, okay? To bring your boldness and to use it to do what you're supposed to do here. So, are you ready, people? I know I am. I know I am. So, first of all, I'm introducing Stacè. Stacè, welcome.
Hello, hello.
Are you excited to meet the people today?
I am super excited.
Well,
I'm trying to sit still and I can't. Like,
that's because we have so much energy going on
I
here.
know.
Like, I wouldn't be
I know.
surprised if the internet and the podcast just jump out of all the energy we've got. So let us introduce you to the women so they know who they're going to hear from today. So share with us, Stacè, who you are, what you do, and who you serve.
Okay. So thank you. I'm really excited to be here with you, Michele, of course, and with every woman in the Hue and Style community and beyond. And I can't wait for us to dive in. So here's a little bit about me. I always like to put some stuff behind the words that you might see on a bio because I'm a real human. I'm a real whole human. So I am Stacè Middlebrooks, and I am the founder and chief empowerment officer for Purpose Powered Coaching and Consulting. And we are so excited to help women really connect to their purpose and their power. The way I call it is that I'm really helping and serving women waymakers. That's who they are, whether they know it yet or not, but they are women waymakers. And I really help connect them to their passion, really ignite it. I really help them become free. It's a big, big thing. So I help them to become free. And the whole point is so that they can create a life beyond their dreams. Not the life of their dreams, but beyond their dreams. And they can do it. I have seen this, witnessed it. I help them do it without compromising their identity, which so many women do, and without feeling so bound by societal expectations. So we go deep so that we can come up and amplify in the biggest ways.
I love it. I love it. And you know, Stacè and I have so much in common in this way, in that it is about serving women who go down and come back. And the thing is that we both see in women that there is potential there. But sometimes those most powerful women you see, the strongest ones who you think would have the vision all together, there is a place where we're stuck because life
Yes.
gets us stuck and where we aren't clear. And so I always like to go back because, how we meet each other is how we're supposed to. So I
Yeah.
always like to go back before you met me and before Hue and Style. You came to me urgent about wanting to put yourself in alignment so you can help those women. What was
Mhm.
going on in your life before Hue and Style? What was keeping you
Mm.
stuck? What was keeping you from doing that passionate work?
Yeah, thank you for this question. It's one I reflect on a lot, and it's one I share with all of the women I work with because, like, I am you. I feel you. This is why I know you. So, my being stuck was really about knowing that there is this huge calling on my life to lead and to serve, but feeling hidden.
Yeah.
So really feeling like I have to fit into the box that everybody wants to put you in, and it's not resonating, right? It's just not because it's not my authentic being. It's not me. It's a part of me, but it is not all of me. So that feeling of being stuck really came from knowing that I wasn't taking deliberate and intentional action to be
Mhm.
completely seen, right? And felt and experienced. And although I had worked on a lot of the inner work, all the things that we do, there was this piece missing where it's like, I don't know if I really see myself. I know what I see, but there's something else that's missing. Like it felt hidden. And she was ready to come forward. And so, boom, into Michelle. And it's like, oh, she sees me.
Mm.
Okay, she sees me. And there was all of this like alignment, boom, let's go.
Man, you just tied it up. We're what, 7 minutes in? 7 minutes, Stacy. So much in
Yes.
there. So much in there. Women who are very powerful know there's a reason why they're here. That was you.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
And even in
Yeah.
all the things that we do in our lives, and we do all the outer things, like we get the degrees and we get the positions and we get the titles, and even so much as we get the uniform. And I remember when you came to me, because now we get to talk, right? I remember when you came to me, you're like, Michelle, I don't feel seen where I'm having to be in these rooms. And I feel like I'm in the costume. And can you tell because a lot of times women don't realize how much their outer image is actually mirroring the unseenness inside.
Mhm.
Can you draw the connection between that uniform you were wearing back in the day and that feeling of not being seen or being belonging in those spaces?
Mm. So you just touched on something so deep in my heart, which is this sense of belonging. And especially for those of us like me who are used to being the only one of a particular kind in a room or one of a few, right? So we have a tendency, not by our own choosing, but just, hey, life is lifing, and this is what happens, right? But there's a tendency for us to be invisible or hyper visible, like the microscope is on you because you're the only one. It's like being in a fishbowl, right? So the armor, the costume, the uniform was that I was trained, conditioned, programmed, and taught that this is what you have to put on to cloak who you are in order to fit in and for us to stamp you as accepted and belong. That uniform looked like, I'm going to date myself and I don't care. I'm
Go.
happy to be my age. Looked like old school navy blue suit. Don't you dare forget to wear your pantyhose or stockings. In Atlanta, it's 100 and something degrees and it's humid, and you got to wear your pantyhose or stockings, right? So we graduated from that. Then it's, oh, you can wear a pantsuit. Oh, now matching coordinates, very structured, very masculine, and there's nothing wrong with that. Um, but it's very masculine, and it was out of harmony with the feminine and out of harmony, I dare say, with who I was in my soul, who I knew I was. And so every day you get up, you put on the whole thing, and it's like soul sucking.
Yeah.
If it's not you. Now, if that's you, you're like, this is my jam. I'm all about it. Give me the blue pants. Give me the navy blazer. Yes. Give me the dress with the pantyhose. Yes. If that's you, I just know that for me, yeah, that wasn't me. It's me sometimes, but it kept me in a really small space. And so
Yeah.
I showed up small. I played small. I dared small. I lived small. I chose small.
Yes. And for those who have felt the need to fit into what we think people are seeing
Ooh.
of us because we're a one or a one of a few or an only, there is a game being played every day. And
Yeah.
and the rest of the world actually doesn't see us playing that game,
Mm-mm.
but what they see is what they're comfortable seeing. And
Yeah.
part of stepping in and off that uniform into something that is connected to yourself means that you are ready to be seen for all, no matter what. And so I know entered Hue and Style because we do things a little differently over here,
Oh, yeah.
connecting self to what is being seen, what we're applying to our bodies. But I know you had done some other typical style work and things and self work. But what caught your attention differently about Hue and Style itself that allowed you to make that connection to deep self?
Yeah. So a few things. One, um, I would say is permission. And it wasn't because it's disempowering for me to say, you gave me permission to do this.
Right.
What it really was that I saw you in your full permission. And that ignited something in me. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. You mean I get to fully show up? Huh. Okay. 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 So there was this like contagious permission that was there. Also, you being who you are, you saw through the costume and the uniform, and I think you saw me contorting myself to be in these boxes and going, "Oh, woman, free yourself." There is no reason for you to live life like a pretzel. Stop it. Like, unravel, unravel. You get to do that. And then I think the other thing too is that it was really based not just in, hey, this color looks good on your skin, which is great. Like, this is important information. It's that, and it's the bigger picture and idea of connecting to who you really are and tapping into that to really exhibit all of these amazing things about each individual. That's why nobody's palette is the same. We could all be warm autumns, right? And it's going to look so different on everybody because
Yeah.
you really go into the essence of who that person is. Like, what is their light? It's firelight, it's moonlight, it's, whatever the light is, sunlight. Um, and I have to say, I'm so excited to be wearing this mustardy yellow
Yes.
because we'll get to the color wheel. That's my thing. Spin the wheel. We'll get to that. But this was like the last vestige of the uniform. I
Mhm.
remember being in corporate, and everybody who knows me knows I refer to it as my corporatey schmorpity self. Being in corporate and wearing a yellow scarf with my blazer, skirt, white button down shirts, heels, and all of that. And a woman pulling me aside and going, "You have to stop. You have to stop. You cannot wear these bright colors. You cannot, no one's going to take you seriously as a woman. You're the youngest in this leadership group, so no one's going to take you seriously. Showing up with a Crayola crayon, yellow scarf, all these things." And I kept going, but why? But why? It has absolutely nothing to do with my intellect. With I got here because I have the same qualifications all of you have in the room and more. So just because I wear a yellow scarf doesn't make me less qualified, less intellectual, less prepared and ready to do the job I'm here to do. And I remember it broke my heart when I showed up, like that moment. And when I showed up, it was like, man, no, no colors. It's black, it's blue, it's gray. And when I want to have a power move, wear red. Like that was it, right?
Yes.
And coming into this universe, it was like, oh, wait, I should be wearing this color. There's a reason
It's real.
I get to wear this color because of what I'm trying to communicate before anyone even hears what I'm trying to communicate. Oh, so yes, I was
The
pleased
freedom.
to put on my yellow today. And every day I wear it.
That's right. The universe.
Yes, Adria, the universe.
Well, and the beauty of the universe is you said a few things that are different than what most women are hearing. First of all, that is real in that someone pulls you aside and says, hey, it's a little too much.
Hmm.
Excuse
Hmm.
me. As women, we're hearing that all the time. As
Hmm.
particular kinds of women, women of color, women of minority, we hear it all the time. And if it's not said explicitly in words, it's said explicitly in the eyeball of like, it's a little too much.
Mm.
And what
You're too much. Yes.
you're too much. How
And
many women have heard
size.
that? Yes.
And
Yes.
size. We tell women of all different sizes, if you don't fit into this box, hey, it's too
Too
much. You
much.
shouldn't wear that.
Too much. And
Hmm.
what the beauty is that Stacey's bringing forward is that there is a flipping of the script that happens when you decide what enough and too much is for you. And when you make the communication about you communicating to others. And so, yes, in your mustard, we have 3 levels of color psychology going on right there, not just one. And you actually said
Mhm.
something really important that I always like to share with women is that there's this idea of color that they mean the one thing, right? Like you go on Pinterest or whatever, and it'd be
Yeah.
like yellow means whatever, and like red, like power move, red means whatever. Um, that's not true. I need you all to know that. There are multiple messages, and when you know how to use them, you can use them for power
Mm.
and
Mm, mm,
never to
mm.
be too much because it's yours to communicate, right? So I know you love the universe for the tool of the color because I mean
Yes.
Hue and Style personal branding skills, yes, there's a piece that's colored, yes, there's a piece that is garments and messages and presentation
Yes.
skills, and we dress to honor ourselves, but what was it about spinning a wheel? What
Listen, let me tell you,
you guys.
this spinning of the wheel, game changer. So here's what I know about me. And for women, I tend to magnetize and attract. We're very heady, very much the planner, right? So I was the woman who had, yeah, I had spreadsheets, but I was the woman who had everything picked out that I was going to wear head to toe, including underwear, jewelry, everything, nail polish, all of it a week in advance. Monday, this, Tuesday, like I had it. And that felt good for me because that meant every morning I didn't have to get up and think about, like, what am I going to wear and scrambling. What shifted with this wheel was that I could still do that because I am that girl. I like that. I like knowing with some spontaneity. I like knowing. But now I know with deliberation and with purpose. That is the game changer. I get up, I look through my calendar, I see what this week is going to look like. What meetings do I have? What is the purpose of that meeting? What is my role in that meeting?
Yes.
Who do I really need to negotiate with, to persuade, to comfort, to whatever in those different interactions? And I can dress for the energy and the frequency of those connections. So I still get to, hey, Monday, Tuesday, but it's because I'm looking at the calendar and going, ooh, this is going to be a week of holding a really safe container for a lot of women. So I look at my wheel and go, zoop, support. These are my shades, my hues, my depths, my complexity of texture that I get to play with when I need to be in full support. Here are some interactions where I need to really show up and fully be in my power for whatever the purpose is, right? Not that I'm never not in my power and like all these other ones, but my power shows up very differently based on what I'm there to do.
That's
If I'm there
right.
to support, that's a different aspect of my power. If I am there to teach, to mentor, to guide, to coach, that's a different aspect of power. But that will takes the headiness out of it. So I'm not sitting there like, what am I going to wear? Oh, they're going to think this if I wear it. What about, oh, that's too much. That's too, mm-mm, mm-mm. It's like the wheel tells it all
It
and it
does.
simplifies it.
Oh, and you said the best thing. It simplifies it.
Yes.
I think what you're communicating is what I call presence.
Yes.
And guys, you take your image, you maximize it with the confidence laying over top, knowing who you are, why you're needing to show up. And then you use the tools to create the presence. The
Yes.
presence is the thing that is magnetic to people. It's the thing that attracts them. Okay.
Yes.
And many times women will be like, but I need the shirt to go on the live video, or I need the thing for the headshot or whatever. That's actually not what is bringing people to you. It is all of it combined. And what
Yeah.
happens when you get it right, things start to happen quickly. So, Stacey, what was the first thing you noticed about this game-changing presence being so intentional? Who saw you? Who heard you? What happened? And how quick did it happen?
So I'm going to work backwards maybe.
Uh-huh.
How quickly did it happen? Instantly. It was instant. Instant. It's the difference between me showing up like this and me showing up without the scarf, me showing up without the necklace, me showing up. You see it, you feel it, you experience it differently. So that's instant, right? Um, who saw me? Me.
Uh,
I saw me. All of me, all of the different parts of me. It really allowed me to fully step into my identity. I could see me. And then with me seeing me, and yes, I'm not doing this grammatically correctly for a reason. I saw myself. We know what I'm saying. When I was able to see me, the me that I knew was always there, that
mm,
went unseen largely, um, there was this activation of what I really know of me being a powerful presence in my own life. I had been a powerful presence in the lives of other people and happy about it. It didn't necessarily mean I was a powerful presence for myself and in my own life.
mm.
That was a huge, huge shift. And the other thing is what I noticed was that the I won't call it rejection.
Mm.
Maybe it is. Um, I'll put it this way. The people who are not my people began to opt out of me. Whoo, glory be. Yes, thank you. Because mm, the remnants of who I was kept trying to stir up and go, oh no, you really want to work with that person. You really want to let's pull them in. It's like, hey, when I am in this space, it is effortless. The people who are my people show up. They show up. And there's no like searching for them. Where are my people? Where's my tribe? They're here. They're just here. And it's very magnetizing. And if you're not my people, you don't show up.
That's right.
And it creates this clarity. And that doesn't mean that there's anything contentious. It's just, oh, it's so clear. Those are not my people. There is a coach, teacher, mentor, facilitator for them. I have my people.
Exactly.
And I get to pour everything into a very deliberate and purposeful group of women. That makes my whole life so much easier. It makes everything in my business easier. I know who I'm marketing to, why I'm marketing to them, what their needs are, how to support them and help them. I know these things without having to be heady and thinking about it. And people will go, all because of some clothes, all because of some color. Come on. Yeah. Yeah.
I literally can't
Yeah.
even. I was just like, Stacey, go.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
because yes,
Yes. Yes.
because
Yes.
yes. Well, and just so that because the people are like, I was just like, the people are like, what do you mean, all of some clothes? Well, let me just bring some clarity about that, because the very first thing that Hue and Style women do is all of that definition that Stacey talked about.
Mhm.
Who do
Mhm.
I serve? What is their outcome? What do I give them? What is my superpower that nobody else can replicate? That nobody else can replicate.
Right.
This clarity is the thing that then gets attached to what we show them, and the personal branding begins. And so
Mhm.
you're right. You don't have to talk to everyone. And it's interesting because I've been working on the internet for some years now, and it seems that the internet likes to really try to simplify things and make them like a thing that's like, oh, it's just so easy. Build
Mhm.
your person, build your brand, Stacey.
Mhm.
That's what you hear them
Mhm.
say.
Mhm.
No one tells you that that is more of an internal process
Ooh.
than an external one. And that the ones who have longevity over time and years have done it first inside and then
Yeah.
used it year over year over year. Because like how long have we been in Hue and Style? It's been like I feel like forever, but it's not.
It does feel like forever, which is another thing that drew me to Hue and Style is because you can drop in and on day one you are just swarmed with love. You're just accepted and you know you belong. So that's why it feels like it's been forever.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say it was maybe
Like
2021,
2021.
maybe
Yes, it is 2021. I have all of your faces.
2021.
I have all of your faces over on my board, and there you are,
Yeah,
2021.
yeah, yeah,
So, but I feel like I've known you forever, and I think that's the
absolutely.
beauty of also mentorship, because I always like to draw what mentorship it really is. It is deep relationship, you
It
guys.
is.
This is not just a tip and a trick. Go do this, listen to the thing, and then go for it. This is this is I am in relationship with Stacey, which allows me to see her in a way that you couldn't see yourself for a minute, to open her eyes with loving firmness sometimes, and then to let her see herself. That's
Mhm.
different than just saying, here's what to do, right? And so, why did you see mentorship as something that you needed in order to get this inside, outside, being able to be seen, pieced
Yeah.
together? Why couldn't you just like, okay, I'm gonna just do it myself and figure it out?
Woman, I tried that. I had been doing that. Me being who I am, like I am the lone wolf queen. Like I will do it
Yes.
myself. I will figure it out. It can't be that hard. Everybody's doing it, so it can't be that hard. So I'm going to the free webinars, I'm going to the classes, I'm going to the trainings, I'm signing up for everything here and there. And then I got a bunch of information, right?
Mm.
It's good. It's really good information. And I even got some people who showed me how to implement step one, step two, step three from their lens, right? Not necessarily my lens, seeing me. That is one of the differences. The other piece was that, it's the whole concept that information doesn't equate to transformation.
That's
Like
right.
you need the integration in there. And for me, with you, Michelle, that comes from the relationship. That comes from you being genuinely and deeply invested in the relationship. That is a complete, like, that's just different. That's different. That is an expansion of mentorship because, in general, mentorship we know is unidirectional. It's one person and a transference of skills or knowledge, and there you have it. This is not that. This is not that. Here we are as evidence
Mhm.
years later. There's the relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is key. That is so different. And that is also what starts to spark in the universe. So, because of your deep investment in all of the women who you attract to you, we are now all connected and deeply invested in each other. We want to see us all win. We want to see us all live the vision. We want to see us all expand the vision. That comes from having you strong in your leadership and your commitment to helping us get out of our stuff so that we can really see and connect and build and then amplify in the world. Amen. And there you
Stacey,
have it. You know I love you.
I love you. And let the church say, and let the church say, I mean, thank seriously. If I'm gonna draw a distinction around that, that was glowing. Thank you. And it is, you saw it as I see it as my, it's not even my work, it's just my, as my calling.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna draw a circle around it for people in that it's possible for you to have that same feeling in the work and the spaces and the causes that you contribute to when you're that connected to yourself. And what happens is that Stacey's happened to you, where they put the mirror back in your face and say, yeah, but because of you. And that's true leadership, everyone. You know, everybody's walking around trying to be a leader, going to be leading a community, leading a company, whatever. Leadership starts with self-leadership, which means that you have to step into it first.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
see yourself differently first. And then once you gain it, then you can share it. And the strongest self-leadership is by example. And that's what you just said about me, if I've got that right. And that's now what you do for others. Amazing. Amazing. And I know
This is what I mean when I say becoming a powerful presence in my own life.
yes,
Like that's what that is.
yes.
And every woman who is doing this work gets to have it. It's ample, it's abundant. It's not like, oh, it just worked for me. No, it has worked for many and it will continue to work because it works. It just works.
And it works forever. I've had women do this work all the way back in 20,
Ooh,
well,
ooh.
it doesn't matter. My entire career. I've been doing this for 25 years in some way. Not even just Hue and Style, but before Hue and Style. This
Mm-hmm.
work inside to see yourself, to do the work or success on the outside works, and still using it. I do not believe in temporary solutions. And I mean,
Mm.
it has to be permanent, something you can use forever. And I know that when we do these conversations, I always ask the women the one word that they choose
Mm.
that encompasses their Hue and Style experience and their journey in this work, but then beyond. And you chose the word empowering. This is the journey to empowering confidence. What does that word mean to you? Past, present, and future.
Yeah. Past, I saw it very outside of myself, and that's the permission.
Mm.
I give you permission to now have power with these things. It's very disempowering. Yeah. Present is that there is no power that is outside of me that's going to get me there. Everything I need is inside of me. And it is durable, it is sustainable, it is, in fact, regenerative.
Yes.
Every time I go deeper in, more is there, right? So it's abundant. And where I see that future state for me, and I would say for all of the women who say, yes, I need to do this work for myself, is that we get to make it contagious. We get to be a spark that, I'm not going to say a woman's light is out because I refuse to believe that because there's something in there. Um, but let's say she's a smoldering ember. We get to go spark,
Yes.
and there she is. She starts to see her power, feel it, and experience it. And that's where you are mastering that self leadership, as you talked about. That's where you can actually then be so safe in your power, so comfortable in your power that you step forward, you take action toward your vision. You're no longer hiding, you're no longer dimming, shrinking, trying to fit in. You already fit in, you already belong. You are exactly who you are supposed to be with reason and with purpose. That is empowering. That is, I know we spell it it's I-N, it's in power.
I
Like it's in
agree.
there. It's an inside job. Like it is not. Michelle can't give you power. I can't give you power. Like you get to give that to yourself and you get to remember that you've already had it. You've always had it.
Yes.
These are ways that we come forward in our power.
Yeah, there's so much good there. It is an empowering journey
It
when
is.
you come back to yourself. And I think you said something so important. It's that you didn't ever not have it. It has always been there. And I
Yeah.
talk about this a lot, like your gifts, your talents, your how you use them, your we call it the active verb of our purpose statement. It's like it's always been there. And
Hmm.
life transition is the thing that puts a veil in front of our eyes. And when we can say, I understand I've been through a transition, I'm going to move the veil and see myself in that mirror as who I'm becoming,
Hmm.
you literally activate that next piece. It's it's like goosebumps powerful, like legit, right?
Hmm.
But it starts with permission. And I know, like, excuse me, um, as Hue and Style women, we become this fearless and magnetic and ready to serve and walk in commercial of our lives. And we become what it is that purpose statement asks us and calls us to be. But there's going to be a woman sitting there listening to us going, yeah, that's nice for them, but
Hmm.
I can't. I don't know what that is, Stacey. I don't think I can do that, Michelle. I don't know where to like she's sitting there, okay?
Hmm.
And it's probably like it's going to be hello if you're in the highly competitive corporate environment. Hello if you're sitting in
Mm.
rooms where you struggle to be seen or fit in.
Mm.
Hello if you want to do something different in your business or a cause or a service to others, but you're like, I don't know how to break out of this silence. What can you give her, Stacey?
First, I want to give her a lot of compassion because I was her. I know her. I know her so well. Oh, I know her. Um, and I was her, literally saying, I can't do that. Like that's good for you or you or you. But yeah, that's not gonna you don't understand, right? You don't walk my walk. You don't live in my like you just don't. And I also recognize that some of that block is about the fear of losing relationships because we've crafted relationships with people in our lives, work, home, community, you name it, based on being in that space, right? So if I change, then it's this ripple effect. Am I gonna like the relationship with my partner, significant other, or husband? What's that gonna look like? What about my relationship with my kids? What about my relationship with my best friends and my circle of friends? And what about my employees and employer? It's too much. It feels too much. So, complete compassion for that experience and complete fire love for the possibility.
Mm.
You get to choose the possibility and you get to say, you know what? I have some needs. I get to ask for what I need. I get to reach out for what I need. And it might be I need to take up more space. I don't know how to, and I'm afraid to, but I know I need to take up more space. Well, you get to take up all the space you want because it's never too much. It's never too much, right? We also, I think, need to bring up this idea of self trust.
Mhm.
There's a ton of self doubt because the woman says, I don't know, I can't do it. It's not me, right? If you really shut out the world, turn it down, and turn up the volume of the language of your heart and listen, you will hear that still, quiet voice. You will hear it in your body, in every fiber of your being. You will feel it.
Yeah.
And that's what you get to trust. You
Yeah.
get to trust because there's nothing special about me or a whole bunch of other women that, like, oh, only they can do it. No, there's something special about each one of us, but it's not because there's something special that this is possible. No, you are something special, and that's why it's possible.
Yeah.
It's completely, completely possible. I'm evidence of this. I'm telling you, I was the corporate schmorpity.
Corporate. Well, and I
Oh,
love the still quiet voice, because I think that is actually a distinction point at Hue and Style versus the rest of the world, because
yes.
what happens is it's closed, but what's happening while you are learning your color, your clothing, what the communication is, what I'm trying to say, who I'm going to say it to, what's this magenta mean, what's this lipstick mean? You are learning that self-trust, what works for you, what's right for you, discernment over what is inside you versus what the
Mm,
rest of the world wants to tell you is right.
mhm,
And
mhm,
I always say
mhm,
to the girls, because it's probably at about week 3 where it's like things start to come together. I'm like, you're learning the power of discernment here.
mhm.
I'm just wrapping it around all of this, because once you have
Yeah.
clarity about what you're for, and then you have the power of discernment, there is no self-doubt ever. Can you
You have that
imagine?
unshakable, unstoppable confidence, and it doesn't matter what is happening outside of you.
Because you
That
can
stuff is
always ask
real.
yourself. You literally can always ask yourself, and yourself in the still quiet voice will tell you exactly what's right.
Yes. It will always bring you home.
Home,
Like, always. It will
always.
always bring you home, and that's the home you can trust.
Yes.
Whatever's out there, it's bound to change.
Yes.
It's going to change, right? But the essence of who you are and who you're called to be in this life, that's probably not going to change. That's
Now,
home. That's
home.
what you can trust. That's where there is permanence and not the instability and involatility of everything happening out there. That's been happening since the beginning of time.
Amen.
What is durable and long lasting is being in here. It's being in here. I keep going like this, like people can see. Like
Well,
it's
the
being
people
in
can.
here.
We're pointing to the body and to our
Right
heart
into the
and to
body.
ourselves, and this is what you can see. Yes,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
where it is.
Yes.
And you know what,
It's
Stacey? I
home.
think we live in different times now after so much change over years of uncertainty, and people are longing to come home.
Oh. Mm.
People are longing to come home to themselves, to what's real. And even for women, because I talk about, personal branding, image, and like marketing yourself, people can sniff what is not real.
Mm.
So if you are out here doing all the trends and the tips and the tricks and the backflips to be seen, but they're literally just tactics, your person who you help is walking on by. The
Yes.
only way is to literally be what it is they see, so that they see what you be, and then they align. They don't pick based on no like trust anymore, you guys. I want you to know
Mm-mm.
this. They pick based on alignment. That's how they're
Say it
picking.
for the people in the back. Yes.
People do not
Yes.
pick based on no like and trust. We can like a post all we want. We can add a heart. We can make a comment. That's not how you're going to get your business. You're getting your business with alignment, but they can't align if you don't know who you are.
Mm. Yeah, you're so right. And this reminds me of a lot of the women I speak to. It's like they're so caught up in the doing. I've got to do these things,
Yes.
do. And I'm like, listen, you can do
Listen,
it all.
listen.
And it might work, but it won't be long lasting. And it
Amen.
might work, but you won't feel at home with
When you
yourself
get
in
there,
doing it, right? It's
mhm,
just, yeah, it's not there. It is the being.
the being.
It is the being. If you get to a place in your life where you are so focused on the being, all of the doing flows from that. And it's easy. You
Yes.
get like we walk around with these ideas that it has to be hard.
Yes.
Like, I got to work hard for it. Very masculine, nothing wrong with it. It is just out of harmony,
Yes.
completely out of harmony.
Yes.
But when you get to that place of being focused on the being and you let the work, all of the doing flow from the being, everything's in harmony.
And
And
it's
it feels
beautiful.
amazing.
It feels
Oh,
like
it's so
we use,
energizing.
like, I think in the Hue and Style universe, we use the word juicy too much, probably.
It's never too much.
It's never too much. I remember one of our sisters, Angela, used that word way back, and I just took it. I'm like, you're right. It feels like, oh, to be
It
able to go
does.
into your days, literally, you put on the thing, you're going to do the thing of the day, you're going to meet the people, the outcomes have been set, the outcomes then come true. You watch
Yes.
the people change, you watch the eyes change, the tears fall, and you go, is this really my life? And you say, yes,
Boom. Yes.
yes,
Yes. You
yes.
know what? You brought up week 3 and I chuckled. Week 3. I remember journaling about week 3 and going, what did I get myself into? This seems like it's going to work, but I don't know. Because I was starting to feel the activations, seeing myself, doing my closet audit, like all the things. And it felt like too much for me to step into. It was like, oh, this is my initiation. This is where I get to go into this because I see the possibility, because I was doing things like life doesn't stop while you're doing this work until, okay, now I'm done and I can come out and be my Hue and Style self. No, life is still lifing. And so you're in meetings, you're in calls, you're meeting people, and they are reflecting back to you this unspoken energy. And you're like, oh, I see that coming back at me. That is what I intended. That might be a fluke. Let me try it again. And you're doing it. But when you're seeing it happen and you have evidence, 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 it can feel like a contraction in your body. Like, I've never stepped into something like this. The world of possibilities just feels too big for me. I know how to make it incorporate in what those possibilities feel like. But the possibility of me being a powerful presence, like for real,
For real, for real.
ooh, am I ready for that?
Yes. And
If I wasn't ready for it, it wouldn't happen.
I'm just going to say to the women who are at week 3,
Welcome,
and
welcome.
and and I love how you put welcome, because there's always a point in the program, and where that starts to happen. The
Yes.
click, the activation, the OMG, is this for real? Or
Mhm.
you come up against the resistance that says, OMG, that's the thing that's in my life. That's what the process of the close is teaching you everything. And I always say, when they come through, week 3ers, they come through, welcome to Hue and Style, because that's really what it is. Are you walking in, and are you willing to be ready for what you deserve? Showing up starts with believing that you deserve what you get when you do. I wrote it in the
Mm,
book.
mm.
And the activations will let you see if you deserve it. And if you don't think you do, you keep working the program, because you will.
Yes. Yes. Oh, so true. So true. Yeah. Week 3 is that initiation point for all of that that you just said. And there's this point where you say, keep working. Yes, keep working because you do deserve all of this. I think where a lot of women get caught up is in this worthiness part. And I'm going, there's a distinction. You're already worthy. You're already worthy. So that's off the table.
Mm.
Now, what you deserve is this life beyond your dreams, this life beyond this block, beyond this resistance, beyond this status quo that you've created through no fault of your own. It's how we were conditioned and programmed, but we've created it. You get to step in, like get into your week 3 in life. Whether
Yeah.
you're in the program or not, get into your own week 3 and say, oh, yeah, okay, I'm seeing the resistance. I'm feeling the contraction. What
What's
else is possible?
beyond it?
What am I
Yeah.
available for right now?
I
And
love
what am
that.
I no longer available for?
What am
No
I
longer
available?
available. But what am I
Absolutely.
available for right now?
Oh my gosh.
Choose
Stacey,
you.
you just gave the women everything that they need to know in order to do something different.
I'm saying.
Just saying. Listen, we could talk forever because we have before.
Yes. Yes.
But I know these women, they're stirred because
I
you
hope
can't
so.
be with how we're talking. And you guys, I want you to help me thank Stacè for being here, for her heart. Thank you for your truth. You, whether you
Mm.
know it or not, have stirred something in another woman that is important. And whether she sees now that she's giving herself permission to take the
Uh-huh.
next step or to own her value, that is a service that goes out into the and it will boomerang back to you, mark my words, Miss Stacè. It's coming
I am
back to you.
here for it. I
Okay.
am here for it.
And if you are here on this call and you're listening or on this broadcast and Stacè, her story has stirred you, what something she said has stirred you, I need you to discover more. Go to hueandstyle.com. Also there are my podcast episodes where you can listen to this activation about image, confidence, seeing yourself, and then how you're showing up for other people in your life, whether it
Mhm.
be your business, your work, your family, your partner, your kids, because be clear, they're watching you. What are you showing them? There's also, I'll make sure I put it down in the notes, the actual discovery workshop that Stacè took at the beginning of her journey that showed her something different. It's a masterclass. I'll put it down below. And listen, if you are exploring, keep digging. Your truth is there. It's whether you get to be itchy, uncomfortable with staying in the same place or not. Or if you're just ready to, like my dad said, there ain't no time to waste no more time and get going.
Mm.
We're giving you permission to get going, are we not, Stacè?
Full permission granted. Take it.
Take it. Take
Take
it.
it.
And with that, I want to thank you all for being here, for listening, for supporting High Hue Style Universe. Everyone, take care and have a wonderful day. We hope it's magnetic. Bye for now.